What's going on? Charles Botenston here. Today we're going to be talking about something that it really, really bothers me. To the fact that you can see it in my face, you can hear it in my voice. It's just I have no excuse. I mean I don't have an excuse. I don't want to hear an excuse. I don't want to hear any kind of just blabble towards an excuse why something didn't happen. Okay, so stop looking towards the external for the reason something didn't happen, the reason you didn't do something, the reason what you wanted to happen didn't happen. In other words, you wanted a great body, but the gym membership is too expensive. I want to go approach that pretty girl, but I think she might have a boyfriend, or I'm too drunk, or I'm too tired, or I would apply for that job, but you know what, I don't know if my resume is good enough. You know what, I would make phone calls, but the economy is a little, that's all external. I would go for a run today. I'll go tomorrow because it's raining today. Or I would do something, but later on in the afternoon, I might be too tired to meet. So I'm just going to, everything that you think about, hopefully, is not external excuse. An external excuse is, yes, if you're looking to buy a Ferrari and you don't have the money, you don't have the money. But that's not an excuse to not start a business. That's not an excuse to not go to the gym, to eat healthy, to drink more water, to reduce the amount of bad food you have, to go to the gym, to exercise. All you need is a pair of sneakers, and you go out and you run. Or CrossFit, you just use your own weight. You just find a tree. I'm in New York City. There's so many areas to actually get an opportunity to run, jog, anything else. I'll give you a perfect example. This guy I work out with, I don't work out with him, but he's at the gym. He's a great freaking guy. And it's not on his character, but actually, this is funny. There's two things I'm going to bring up. Just triggered something else. But this guy, he's at the gym. He's probably in his 50s. And he's overweight. He's an overweight guy. And he's been going to the gym for, he said, like 40 years every day. Every single day. 40 years, he's overweight. Like overweight, with like no muscle. And I'm thinking about it, and he told me that today, and I'm walking to work, and I'm like, how is this guy overweight? He's been working out every single day for 40 years. And literally, I work out every day. He's there every day. Like, I believe that he was there every day. It's not that he... And when he works out, I see him making getting a sweat going and everything else. So we're in the locker room, and he says... He's talking to this guy. I come out of the shower, and he's talking with this other guy, and I'm getting dressed and everything else. And I overhear him say, yeah, it's just the age. It's just the age. Age I'm at. The body. The age. You're using your age. Okay, I'm 31. I don't feel 31. I don't look 31. I don't act 31. When I'm 40, I'm not going to act 41. I'm not going to look 41. Like, age, we created age. It's an imaginary thing. No animal in the rest of the world, they just live. The reason we have age is so we can calculate, and we can progress, and we can put statistics and know people's, it's only for statistics. That's it. For history. It is not for anything else but that. Until yesterday, my buddy, good friend, sent me this article. This has to be one of the most awful articles I've ever read in my life. It was well written. It wasn't that. It was one of the worst, self-limiting, self-deprecating, based on age. They had certain things that when you reach this age, this happens. When you reach this age, this happens. Oh, I didn't know that. Clearly this guy that I work out with has this article in his mind because he feels his age. And listen, I understand where you're coming from. I hear people like through the screen right now where you're saying, well, Charles, you lose muscle after a certain age, and cutting fat is not as easy, and you da-da-da. Yes, I'm not saying that. But to use age as an excuse, I look at my dad, I look at my uncle, I look at thousands, millions millions of other people that are his age and way older that are in shape. So the question is, if I'm still overweight, because his doctor told him, he went to a new doctor. This is amazing. This is actually, this story gets even better. He went to a new doctor, and his new doctor said, you are overweight. His old doctor didn't say that because maybe he just wanted to play the little violin in his ear and said, you're fine, you're healthy. Meanwhile, I'm like, dude, how does this guy go to the gym for 40 years and he's still overweight? Like, what else is he doing? So the new doctor told him, you're overweight. Well, guess what the guy said? The guy said, well, it's my age. Dude, you're 56. You're 56. My dad is 20, 30 years older than you, and he's in better shape, man. So don't tell me it's age. But if you use that, so I'm saying external things, which is age, the economy, this person's doing this. This job is doing this to me. No one is doing anything to you. You're creating the feeling in your mind to feel stressed, suffering, things like that. I made a video about suffering. Go check that out. It is, I think, one of the better videos that I've made, because there's how it is, which is something you don't like, and then how you want it to be, and that gap is the suffering. So the last thing I'm going to say about this is, with the article, and I'll just get over this. There's nothing external that should ever influence you that you feel you need to control. You can't control the weather. You can't control the economy. You can't control what someone says to you. You can control how you react to it, and that's life. And I made a video about choices. That's a choice you make on how to respond to it. How do you respond? Someone says, you're overweight. Do you respond, it's my age? Or you say, let's get in shape. How do we handle this? Is it my eating habits? Am I sitting down? Sedentary habits. You're overweight. It's not that you're exercising in the morning, but what do you do after that? What do you eat after that? He says salads. Bullshit, dude. You ate salads, you'd be in shape. It's a fact. You can't get around it. There's something that is causing your body to do this. And I don't want to pick on him, but think about it in our lives. Like, what are we doing? We're like, why aren't we wealthy? Why don't we have more friends? Why don't I have a girlfriend? Why am I not smarter? Why am I not more in shape? Why does my business not thriving the way I want it to be? Tony Robbins, when I was at his Business Mastery, literally he said, the number one roadblock in your business is you. And I was like, wow, that's straightforward, and that's totally true. The number one roadblock to anything that you want that you don't currently have is you. And the other thing, I made a very popular video about patience that's blown up. Check that out. I made a video about patience. Just search patience in the channel thing. But if you use external, so that's really it. When something happens to you, how do you respond? Do you respond it's an external or it's an internal? An internal is, you know what, how do we handle this? It's known as the internal locus of control. Do I have control? Or the external locus of control, which is everything is happening to me? Or do you have the as Tony Robbins says, life is happening for me. Everything good and everything bad is happening for me. I'm reading a book by Eckhart Tolle or whatever. Amazing book. It's about presence and the ego and everything else. And he says, whatever's happened to you, he says, what's happening to you should be happening to you. What's happening to you should be happening to you. In other words, it's how you respond. You don't make the basketball team, you go on to the NBA Hall of Fame, Michael Jordan. Someone calls you, you're overweight. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do something about it. Or you could say, you know what? That person's mean. That's a bully. I'm not saying that what that person said is right or wrong. It's how you respond. It's not about them. It's how you respond. Do you put it on the external? This is the last thing I'm going to leave you with, and I know this video is long, but there's a new mindset that I'm cultivating right now, and I'm really happy about it. It'll probably take me, I don't know, maybe 5-6 months, which is another thing, patience. 5 to 6 months. Did you hear what I just said? You're not just going to get it overnight. Anything that I say, you're not just going to get it overnight. You're going to keep on seeing the videos and reading and applying. But this new mindset that I'm coming out with, which is other people. So humans have mirror neurons, which is how someone is. That's why movies are so effective, is that you feel the character. Mirror neurons is someone has a sad face or a happy face or they're angry, and because humans are social creatures, social animals, we're not above the animal kingdom, by the way. We're in the animal kingdom. You have to understand that. Everything we do is a very old brain with a younger body. But we have mirror neurons. So however someone else is feeling, we start feeling. And I actually, this is the first time I started doing it, is switching it. Because I always kept on saying the subway is negative, which is exactly to this video. I would say the subway is negative. But how does Charles respond? Do I respond that I should be negative too? Like, in other words, people are depressed, there's no windows, there's no light, the New York City subway is not the best place to be. It smells, it's dirty, blah, blah. But it's amazing transportation. It's it's efficient, it's fast, and everything else. It's pretty inexpensive, too. But I started cultivating, don't absorb other people's facial expressions and emotions. So I'm literally walking down the street now, and I don't absorb their happiness or not their happiness, their negativity. If someone's smoking, I don't say, I can't believe that person's smoking, there's so many smokers, it smells bad. I just walk by. And it's really hard. It really is. Because someone, especially in New York City, you walk around, I would say 60% of the people have negative faces on. And now I don't react. Before, I would also feel them because that's how I am. I'm very, very social on top of being a social creature, social person. So I'm cultivating this just keep on going mindset and just not triggering the mirror neurons, which is feel how they're feeling. So do you have an internal locus control, external locus control? It's how you respond. That's it. How do you respond to certain situations? Have an awesome day. Leave your comments below. Join in discussion. And of course, please let me know what you want to hear next. Talk to you soon. Have an awesome day. Don't let external things affect you. It's how you choose to see them.